Whether it's a school board meeting or a Blue Hawks varsity football game, residents in the 6 SAU 16 towns can always count on Blue Hawk Media, Channel 8, to capture the important moments. Set up along the town of Exeter's government and public access channels, Blue Hawk Media is operated by the school district and covers board meetings, school sports, and other extracurricular activities. Keeping the channel full of content is not a large team, but one man.
So my name is Eric Chellis. I am in charge of Blue Hawk Media for Exeter High School, which takes care of all the school board meetings as well as the sports teams for the high school.
Covering the SAU is not an easy task. With board meetings in 6 different towns, sporting events scattered throughout the calendar, and other school events happening, Eric works hard to make sure everything is covered.
You know, in any given week, I might have 3 school board meetings that I have to go and set up for. During any given season, I could have a lacrosse game, a football game, a soccer game. You know, there's been times I've gone from a soccer game to a football game, right back to back. So it gets kind of crazy. You know, my schedule, there's a lot of downtime, but once you're going, it's hectic. It's just go, go, go. So, and it's just me.
Being a one-man show, Eric has to learn how to leverage technology and workflows to make the impossible possible. He's brought in multi-camera coverage of sports games and even partnered with other local TV stations through his membership in the New Hampshire Coalition for Community Media, or NHCCM, to broaden coverage of high school sports.
I've got great partnerships with Bedford, Nashua, Merrimack. We share games a lot. So if they've got a game going live, if Exeter's playing Merrimack, over there they might be covering it live, they'll send us the video feed. And that allows us for more coverage, to give more coverage and live games for the parents to watch and see.
All of this comes to the forefront during the fall sports season.
But yeah, Adams has been a weapon all year long, and I'm sure he'll continue to be a weapon today. Yeah, if these kickoffs...
I live for the football games. Being a one-man show, there's a lot to juggle and a lot that has to go right. But you've got 3 play-by-play announcers to calling the game, so you've got that energy to feed off of. You've got the energy of the crowd. There's tons of people that come see those games. And just the stress and anxiety of putting together a story and a production at that magnitude with everything that's there.
Trap. The give, he's in. Batstone's in. Touchdown. Huge stride.
Covering a football game, it's different every time. You don't know what's going to happen. There's no routine to it at all. So fall is I live for the fall, and that's my favorite time of the year.
Aside from the sports coverage, Eric's work filming school board meetings has increased government transparency and allowed the school district to get out its message, as new superintendent Christopher Andriski explains.
In any job that you take, the higher you go up, the biggest thing you always hear is communication could be better. But what is really communication? Is it written? Is it verbal? Is it a multitude of different ways? And especially with social media, the way that it's at. So being able to get it out, and then sometimes meetings don't always go great. So you're able to go back and look at what might have been a reason why that meeting didn't go right, or we had some difficulties, so that you can prepare for that for the next time you're in front of a similar crowd or a crowd that's asking you questions.
Being an education channel, in the end, everything comes down to the students and their families. Whether you have kids in the school system or they're your neighbors, it's all one big community.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, a great example is the baseball win this weekend that we just had. I'm not covering it for just Blue Hawk Media. I'm covering it for the parents, the grandparents, even the public that might not have kids here. They might have a vested interest. They might have had, a grandson go through here, or they went here years and years ago and they still love to follow the sports. So yeah, there's a lot of that I sit and think through, because it's like, okay, well, I got to cover the game. Like, for instance, with the baseball, I've got to cover the game. I've got to cover, the post game, handing out the awards, making sure I cover that. I rushed from the game to downtown to cover the parade that happened in town, to then rush back here to get the kids coming off the bus, to get a bunch of interviews of the kids, of some seniors. And that's all stuff that, the kids are going to look back at that and, they might think it's corny, but, in the moment they're like, I'm getting interviewed. This is important. This is cool. And to me, it's a great feeling. I love doing it. And I wish I could do more, but I'm a one-man person. I can't do everything.